10 minutes after dose, dead. 12 minutes after dose, cell calcification. Necrotoxic is serious dosage test. 5 minutes after dose, vomiting. I'm still thinking about the quote. I feel like I've seen it, I just don't remember from where. Target acquire. In necrotoxic, destroy cells of any subject based on the model E-series bioweapon model used only for disposal of E-series assets. The toxin must first be stimulated before use. Do this by placing a sample of an E-series cell into the necrotoxic container. That's about it. Is that supposed to be like a skeleton? Where is the needle on that thing? This project was instigated in 2000 as one of the several concepts for the company NextBAS, Next Generation Experiment Battlefield Superiority, initiative working with technical assistance from HCF to develop a bioweapon for neutralization combatants in mass with minimal direct contact. NextBAS was later folded in all its assets derived from this project. What makes this project markedly different from conventional weapons is its ability to turn enemies' combatants into allies, converting hostile elements into willing servants. Since this effectively eliminates the cost of not only POW handling but also combat itself, it's no wonder we have the redacted and even redacted organization jumping at the bit to go on board. I'm assuming that's Umbrella. I could be wrong. The project would never have existed were it not for discovery in redacted. I'm assuming that's related to Resident Evil 8 and Resident Evil 0, I believe. The remarkably progress Vicariant evolution fungus that we commonly term the mutamycete. Mycete? I don't know if I pronounced that properly. The fabrication method for each bioweapon was to introduce the mycete genome to a pre-stage for human embryo and perform cultivation in a controlled environment over a period of 38 to 40 weeks. The resultant organization were referred to as candidate specimen and graded based on usability from the impractical and faulty. Series A through D to the prophetic E-series, a common appearance was selected for the bioweapon of roughly 10 years old girl to ensure ease of blending in with urban refugee population. The first E-series specimen named Evelyn has proven capable of secreting the medium I'm definitely butchering that redacted from the tissue at will. It is also of note that Evelyn mutamized imposed a profound control over body and mind when introduced into a host organism. We will have a lot to learn about the mechanism by which Evelyn achieves and maintains this control, but the working theory is that the vector is similar to our inducer pheromones used for quorum sensing in Pseudomonas bacteria. Evelyn's control is exerted in a series of discrete stages, the first of which is hallucination. Almost immediately after infection, the subject begins to see images of Evelyn through she is not in fact there, and even heard her voice, which is unaudible to anyone else. Auditions with infection reveals that at first the phantom Evelyn appears to be a normal young girl, sometimes desiring companionship or assistance. As times progress, she begins making more and more extreme demands, including self-mutilation and attacks on other people. Same thing. The psychological shock that induces helps to break down the mind-nature barriers to Evelyn's brainwashing effect, and by the time mental control is achieved, the mutamized infection has progressed throughout the body cells, so the body redacted. I want to say converts or evolves, transform. Technically, one of those three. Evelyn's function also includes the ability to form organisms from mycelia. The fungal. The devil is in the details. I can't look. The fungal filaments. The term organism is used loosely here. Strictly speaking, there are superorganisms of countless mycelia. Was important to thought is that they exhibit a strong survival instinct and will defend themselves ferociously with the slightest provocation. Their fungal toughness and markable strength give them significant battlefield potential. The researchers have been calling this superorganism the made of mold, and also molded as in shape. The name has certain elegance to it. From the treatment of accidental infections performed, the redacted ensembles of Evelyn body tissue produces a unique fungicidal serum. Administering the serum to an infected subject will cause the mycelia to calcify, but if the subject cells are already largely invaded, the serum will be fatal. Since the treatment window is so small, the serum primarily therefore disposal infection subjects rather than a cure. In exploring the serum potential, we found that subjecting it to reductive will enhance its effects to extreme potence, becoming a compound we now call a necrotoxin, which reducting in every tiny amount. What's been interesting to observe in Evelyn's behavior in her obsession with the concept of family. In experiments, we found on multiple occasions that infected subjects were compelled to act as her mother or father, treating her as if she were really their daughter. Why did she set up on family as a theme for her mental control? This is just a speculation, but it could be that she instinctively understands that a family unit is better suited to blending into social groups than a lone girl. In the other hand, while a sentimental sort might suggest that she's making up for a perceived lack of love in her quarantine upbringing, a parent's love. That's interesting. I feel like I should be adding like some sort of comment, but I don't really have anything to add. What can I dump in here? Probably nothing. Actually, the herbs might be. And the knife. Actually, I should probably dump the knife. As helpful, as helpful as the knife words. As helpful as the knife is, I don't think I have any use of it right now.